What's going on YouTube? It's Cyclone here, and I haven't made a video in a while, but I was just thinking about No Man's Sky and where the game kind of is standing right now in kind of a pretty rough spot with all the negative press and controversies that have surrounded the game. It's really no surprise the player base has dropped off so much. But I just wanted to go over something about this game. The most frustrating part is that there is some magic here. There's a great framework that's just waiting to be implemented properly and built upon. But right now, it's just the basically blueprint of what we would really like to see. As you know, this game is lacking severely in content. And there are no missions in this game besides traveling and maybe learning words and discovering enough species and, getting units. But basically, the little things in this game are the things that you find and the things that make your experience unique. As unique as it can get because, you do notice some patterns because the game has limitations, which most games will have limitations, obviously, but in fact, all games do. But this game promised to be so massive and immense that you wouldn't see things that you'd get familiar with twice. It'd be so expansive and so big. But here's an example of something that's really special. So look at this starship that I have right here. Look at this tiny little starship, right? It's a tiny little starship that I found at a crash site, and it basically rolled like the smallest possible size. At least I think it's the smallest possible starship you can find in the game, or at least one of the smallest. But the thing is that these little things, when you find these cool little starships, or you find these cool multi-tools, which I found an epic multi-tool actually after this video. After recording this, I found it was a red, one of the rare ones with like that skin on it, and it had horns in it. And it was just like a dark red, and I think it's called Devious. It's a very cool multi tool. I'm never trading that one in, but so this little starship, I looked at it and I said, if I was an explorer in space and I had a starship that was barely as big as my car, it would make me feel really insignificant in the universe, and it kind of reminded me of how small we really are in the universe. That little tiny starship kind of just puts things in perspective. Like there's a big tube one, but then you see that mine's basically just the size of the cockpit. It's so funny. I look at it and I'm like, that's a space car. It's a little tiny space sedan, But yeah, it's just like this game has promise. This game has something to it. It's there, and I'm not giving up on it. I'm going to give it a year or two to flesh out some of the features. I know that if they actually do put their best foot forward and admit their wrongdoing, admit their mistakes, and just fix upon it, we could get some really cool features. Like actual mission content, character progression, some of those faction-based things that we were promised, some more variety of aliens and planets, and NPCs actually walking around, leaving their ships and interacting with you in person, landing on planets, and actual space battles and things to do. Right now it's basically just like a shopping simulator in space. You shop for things and you sell them. You buy things, you sell things, and you shop for things. You get resources. It's like literally doing errands in space, and that's not fun. Who wants to do errands? It's not like, oh, I can't wait to go get some more fucking deodorant and toothpaste. You don't want to fucking do that shit, but you got to go do it. It's like this game is a shopping simulator in space. You know what I mean? The exploration is just part of it. But what I like to do in this game is just veg out. I like to try and find really beautiful planets and capture some gameplay from it and just see some really cool backdrops. But there needs to be more. We all want to see more, and if they add more, it's going to be great. I really do believe this game could be great. I really firmly believe it, but it's going to take time to get there, and unfortunately, a lot of people felt swindled, so they won't come back. But I would say give this game a chance. And if you were turned off by all of the hype surrounding it, I'd say give it a year. Give it a year, and for goodness sakes, they better do a price drop immediately. I think they already did do a price drop on the main game, maybe. In certain places, you can definitely get it used for dirt cheap. But it's like, yeah, they need to add stuff. They need to make it more fleshed out, more meaningful. So that's what I hope happens for No Man's Sky. Oh, so I think that I find a cool multi-tool here. Hang on, I'm just going to actually go... So this is the first rare multi-tool I found, and then I found an even better one, which is not part of this video. Look at this. Look at this bad boy right here. Oh, I was so excited. This was the first crystallized gun I found, and it was awesome. But it only lasted for a little while, because then I found one that was even cooler, and it's red, black, and has horns on it. It's absolutely awesome. But yeah, so like, look, like finding cool things like this, amazing. I really, we need more of that in this game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. I just want to talk about my thoughts about the game right now, because I've been thinking about it, and just gaming in general. There's a lot of problems going on, a lot of underdeveloped promises, lack of features, being swindled at release for full price and not getting what you were promised. Companies putting way too much emphasis on the fucking trailers and media surrounding the games. These companies want to help sell consoles and get money for themselves, and they don't want to fucking actually put in the real time and effort to release a proper game at release for the price that you paid. And that's the really biggest crime around, is that, you know, this whole thing is just, it's poor taste. It's really poor taste, and it shows a lack of ethical business practice from all these gaming companies and media companies. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys around later.